All right, Marty from Ring Digital. How are we doing today?
I'm good, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on today. I'm really excited about this because I think that you have a unique perspective to share with retailers out there. Because being a retailer myself, before I was introduced to your product, I had no understanding or concept of doing geofencing and targeting and all of these types of things that you guys do. And the biggest thing that I learned was that top of funnel. Right? We were always focused on pay-per-click campaigns and converting those. Those are direct. But how do you get the interest of a person in the market and in the area that you're looking for, right? And you guys are really able to laser focus in and target into the exact customer profiles that we were looking for. Yeah. You know, I believe you guys call them universes, right? So we came in, we created these universes, and then all of a sudden there's this huge explosion of traffic to my website, new people interested in what we've got going on. And what you saw was the SEO went up. The pay-per-click went up. Everything that was marketing related, we saw an uptick because of this new interest, right? So it's been fantastic working with you. I look forward to diving in a little deeper so retailers that are out there trying to figure out how to take their business and their marketing to the next level can understand what you guys have to offer. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Ring Digital and what you guys do?
Yeah, so Marty Gray, I'm a vice president partner of Ring Digital. Joined forces with what started as a family company. It was 5 people in 2015, and now we've exploded to we're almost 30 people now.
Nice.
So it's been a tremendous journey, and I think it's because of what you just described. It's the education piece on digital marketing and how the whole funnel works from top to bottom and identifying what's been missing.
Okay, great. So if I'm a retailer, I'm looking at Ring Digital, in a nutshell, what is it that you do? Explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old.
Okay, so we target people with ads. So
okay, great.
That's it. So digital advertising in the sense that instead of taking a physical mailer and putting it in someone's mailbox, you take that same physical street address and put display and pre-roll video ads and ads on their TVs in those houses because we know your demographic data and we know where you live.
So kind of a direct mail type concept, but instead of being in the box, we're on the phone, we're on the TV, we're actually where people are looking.
Correct.
Because people aren't typically looking in their mailbox.
100%.
Okay, great. I love it. All right, so when I'm looking at an opportunity to work with a strategic partner, okay, I look at the three pillars is what I like to call it.
Yes.
It's really simple, right? First off, how are you going to help my customers? If we can do a good job there, how are you going to help my team? And then last, I get a little sprinkle. Can you make me some money or can you save me some money? Can you make my business better? And if you can do all 3 of those, I'm your customer, right? If you can do one of them real good, I could still be your customer.
Yeah.
But if you nail all 3, right, what are you supposed to do? We're in business to take care of our customers, develop our team so they can take care of our customers, and make some money.
Correct.
Right? And so you're crazy if you're a business owner not looking for the strategic partners that can help you do those 3 things. And that's what I love to do, because once you nail down the strategic partnership, you track the data, you know you're winning, right? So let's talk about that. I'm a retailer, I'm using your product. How is it going to give my customers a better experience?
Yeah, so your customers have a better experience because your store, any location where you're sending either site traffic or foot traffic, you want to be able to communicate, I was expecting you specifically. So because we start with this offline data and we have over 1,500 data points on people. So as a consumer, it's really creepy. But as a marketer and as someone like yourself, it's fantastic because you don't want to waste $1, a penny, a fraction of a penny on non-human traffic online, fake traffic.
Right.
So what we end up doing is sending those people who you want to target and those people only and saturating their minds with you so that when they come to you, they are prepared for you because you know these are the types of people I want to reach. These are the types of people I want to communicate and have a conversation with. And now these are the people that are coming in, and I'm having a conversation with, either online or in store.
So in essence, you're able to work with a retailer, identify their typical customer, and then advertise to them, giving them the experience they're looking for because that is our customer. So we're going to be able to serve that customer well because we know that's who we're looking for.
Correct.
So instead of sharing our ads with everybody and sending it to people that we might not be able to serve, and then they come in, we give a bad experience, we're really focusing on the people that we can really serve.
Yes.
Okay, 100%. I love it.
100%.
Love it. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now my team, right? It's the number one. That's how the business runs,
Yeah.
right? So I'm always trying to figure out how to create
Yeah.
a better culture inside of my business. So
Yeah.
how's Ring doing that for the team?
Yeah. So we do it in a couple of ways. First of all, our clients actually end up becoming our friends. So we spend time together, we hang out. Some people like that, some people don't.
Yeah.
So I get that, but we're really friendly to work with. But at the end of the day, like let's take a pet store for example. What ends up happening, because we know these universes, we actually look at the data, and we will look at whether we look at all customers, whether it was a household that Ring brought in or it was a household that all the other marketing parts brought in, and we look at their household income. We look at if they're male, female, if they're married, if they're single, what's their credit score so that they can actually pass financing, or they don't even need financing, they can just swipe with their own card. And we build universes and target those people. So now we love data. So for example, how it helps with your team is you might have a certain pet counselor or two who's really good with the male universe, with the female universe, with families. And now you can start to schedule and say, hey, I'm going to have a weekend traffic filled with this group of people. Based on the demographic data, which pet counselor adds up with these people, now I can do my scheduling and make sure that my sales are boosting. And who doesn't like selling to people or having conversations with people that they
Are in the universe, right?
In the universe,
the people that we want to talk to.
100%.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're creating awareness of the business, and the team needs people to educate into a buying process.
Correct.
So you're bringing more people in the door. So if I'm working for a company that's working for you, and I'm on a commission, I know I'm going to get more people walking through the door that are a fit for the product right out of the gate.
Correct.
Right? So I can have confidence that the people coming in, and it's more people than before, right?
Correct.
So now I'm a happier camper coming in.
Correct. So if you're, let's say that it's an auto dealership and you're hanging out, right? That's commission, right? Let's say that it is property management. You're trying to put like leases, heads in beds, as they say. Or let's say, it's tuition and higher education, and you're trying to get that family, the parents, to trust you with their greatest asset, their child, right? So you're having this conversation and you're prepared for them, and you're like you said, like high-end retail too, furniture, for example. Why waste money on people who can't buy from you? Let's only target and focus on those people who can, and then get you connected with them to have that conversation.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, you've kind of hit on it, but I love to end with this: the pillars. I'm the retailer. I'm obviously going to have to pay you for those services.
Sure.
And pay for those ads.
Sure.
So what do I need? I need a return on investment.
Yes.
And this is the number one thing I love about y'all's business, because most marketing, you can't track a return on investment. You have a feeling, you can ask the customers, but since you guys are serving people and you have the addresses and the phone numbers, you're able to do a match back to give true data. So let's talk a little bit about that. How do you help a retailer increase revenues, right? Save money, but really get into the data aspect of what you're doing so a retailer really understands it.
We are a marketing firm, we are an ad targeting firm, but we're really a data firm, and we're a people firm, because at the end of the day, we have to target the right people. So you asked me earlier, it's great. Like if you were explaining it to a 4-year-old, who did we target? Who did we start targeting? And then who bought?
Right.
And we're just comparing those two pieces of data. Because before a campaign even launches, you know what households you are targeting and which households you're not targeting. And it's simply comparing two street addresses on two Excel spreadsheets. Because we know that we served ads into 123 South Main Street. We know that 123 South Main Street purchased, say, a puppy, a car, is enrolled in an institution, high-end furniture, whatever it is, and we are just comparing those.
Right.
And so we're able to put a one-to-one match correlation that we made an impact on those people who we targeted with the right message at the right time to the right people, and all of it being on purpose without any waste. So it's a spreadsheet with raw data. Here's who we targeted, brand, and here's who purchased. And
I mean, if you look at that, you can take your numbers. I spent $5,000. I know that $50,000 in sales came in. And, to me, and I think most people understand this, marketing is about impressions. So you guys are top of funnel. I might not be thinking about the service at all. Boom, you come serve me an ad because I fit into the universe. Now I'm thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then maybe I'll go to the website, and then I get a cookie. And then they serve me a reminder on Facebook or Instagram. And then I'm driving down the street and I see a billboard, right? So as a retailer or a business, my goal is to have these impressions, but then I don't know why they actually purchased. And the reason they purchased is because I continue to put the impressions.
Yes.
If you're just focused on one track, you're not going to be there and everywhere you need to be, right? So when you guys are providing those data reports, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone bought specifically because of your ad, but you started that journey by getting them interested, and then the combination with you guys and the appropriate marketing plan,
Correct.
right, converts those customers at a high level.
Correct.
Right, and I mean, you can see it every single month. And a lot of companies can tell you they can show you the return on investments and they have the data, but that was one thing that really stood out with me. Every single month on time, I had my spreadsheet with my exact return on investment, with the data that was comparing from the prior months. Everything was there for me to see on what you guys were accomplishing. And if I had any questions, you guys were there immediately to talk about it and go through it. And then the tweaking of those universes over time, right? Because you said, you know who bought. Well, why did they buy? What's different about those people as opposed to other people? And then we would tweak those things and really take it to the next level.
Well, if you don't mind, I remember asking you specifically when we were first starting working together. I was like, hey, raw feedback. Just let me know what you like about what we're doing, what we don't like. How can we serve you better? Not just serve the impressions and ads better, but how can we serve you as a person better and your team? And I remember something you said has always stuck with me. And you were like, hey, you send us a report of how the campaign is doing every week. That's great, right? Impressions served, where we're serving, all that kind of stuff. But you're like, can you actually reverse it? Because we were sending you that campaign health spreadsheet. We were sending that to you every week, and then we were sending you the matchback or the return on ad spend once a month. And you were like, hey, would you mind reversing that? Because really, I just want to know, the campaign health is great, but who is it that's purchasing?
Right.
Can you do that for me? And so we switched that, and little did I know at the time, like that input, what may have seemed small to you was of great value to us because it helped us serve you better. And it turns out that's what everybody was thinking.
Right.
So we're able to now send people that report every single week.
Fantastic.
Because if the campaign is doing healthy, or is that's not right English, but if the campaign is performing at an optimal level, impressions and all those kinds of things, click-throughs, view-throughs, blah, blah, blah. That's great. But at the end of the day, is what you are providing to your customer going home. And it's
conversions.
It's conversions. And it's a sum, just like you said, it's a sum of all the marketing parts. Because the last thing I'll say too is like, you're right. I could never stand on 2 feet and look someone in the eye and say an animated display ad that they saw on ESPN or Better Home and Gardens, they saw this non-skippable pre-roll video, or they were watching their TV and that slow motion ad of a puppy, which is adorable. If someone buys that over a conversation they have with a pet counselor, that's madness, right? Because it's the people-to-people interaction. But like you said, it's the saturation. It's that psychological undercurrent that enhances all the other marketing parts at that top of funnel.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So I'm a retailer. I'm struggling with my marketing. I'm trying to figure out the right flow to really improve my business. I get a chance to speak to you. What do you got to say to me?
I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions because I'm going to want to get to the heart of what's not working, what is going on with all your marketing parts, and then we're going to diagnose who is your universe, who is it that you need to target, what's the time frame you need to target them in, and we're going to help you even put that roadmap together and understand, as your campaign's in flight, these are the returns that you should be seeing along the way. And so it's that predictive model. But we're going to ask you a bunch of questions. We're going to identify your universe, and we're going to get started, and then we're going to keep serving you because it's a privilege.
Fantastic. Well, Marty, I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
I know this is going to be extremely helpful for retailers all across the country, and I look forward to doing it again.
Thanks, Brad.
All right.
Yeah, great, man.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for having me.
All right.